Ashwini nakshatra, the star constellation. The nakshatras are very, very important from understanding the mindset and the mind of every person. So, every person who is born at the time of his birth, the moon is passing through a particular nakshatra, and that is called the birth nakshatra. Now, this birth nakshatra is so important that it completely defines the entire mindset of the individual, and the individual pursues all the qualities and all the features relating to that nakshatra. Now, keeping that thing in mind, that is why during the marriage, it is very important to see the relationships of nakshatras. For example, there are certain nakshatras which are fire nakshatras. They carry fire, and if you are marrying a person with a water nakshatra, both of them are dire enemies. The moment the marriage will happen, these opposite energies will clash with each other, and it may result into a failed marriage. So let us, discuss today what is Ashwini nakshatra. This is the first nakshatra when you start the nakshatra uh, mandal. When you say nakshatra mandal, it is all about the entire star constellation. So this is the first nakshatra in the entire star constellations. This nakshatra is represented by two horses. That's a symbol, which means that the horses have got a huge impact on for the person born in this nakshatra. These are called Ashwani Kumaras, which were born with the body of the human being, but with the head of a horse. So if you look at running horse, the horse is always in a hurry to reach its direction. So these people are, very much interested in reaching their goal or reaching their basically destination very fast. They have an aim, the way to go into that direction. The second thing is they are big horse lovers, and they exchange energies with the horses. They will do something, for the horses, or maybe it's a horse riding, or maybe it can be a horse breeding, or it can be a horse riding, horse equestrian events, Olympic equestrian events. They can be jockeys, or maybe even the person who carries your horse during Indian wedding can also be a person which may have born into the Ashwini nakshatra. So they have a strong relationship with the Ashwini nakshatras. You can read about the birth of Ashwini nakshatras, because Ashwini nakshatra is born when Surya mated his wife Sangya. And Sangya, at that time, when Surya mated with him, Sangya was a mare. And when Surya came down to earth in search of Sangya, he also turned himself into a horse. And that is why, if you go on more on a eastern horizon, the Middle East, which you call it, okay, you have horses, and that's why you called it Arabic horse, which is very, very expensive, or you can say most expensive horse, on the entire earth. It runs fast, and that's the place where Surya, was trying to find his wife. So horses are represented by Surya, and that's why in many houses, if you see the pictures of Surya, okay, or the picture of horses, that itself represents Surya. Keeping the picture of horses will bring the prosperity of Surya. That's the secret. And that's why, if you look at all the royalty symbols, all the royal insignia, all the forts, there are many forts in India and abroad where the gateway or the entrance of a palace is always represented by the horses. And if you look at all the royal chariots, it is always pulled by the horses. So that's what the significance is, and that's why the Ashwini nakshatra people will love the horses. The second aspect of Ashwini Nakshatra is that these are divine physicians. They were blessed by gods of the Devas to become their physicians. So you will find a lot of doctors of the person who has the power of heal, being born in Ashwini Nakshatra. They have this natural ability. If you are born in Ashwini Nakshatra, somewhere you will be associated with healing. It may be healing of any human being, it can be a healing of any animals, or it can be healing of any birds also. So healing is their main quality. The third part is the transport. Since horse is used as a transport, Ashwini Nakshatra born people love transport. They may own, large car factories. They may be owners of large bike factories. They may develop some kind of a transportation. Uh, who knows? They may, may basically they will be You can say they will be interested in ground transportation, because when you talk about the air transportation, it is more of a Ketu thing, because Ketu is a vertical, it goes up. Okay, so exclusion of air transportation is there, but the other means of transport are covered in the Ashwini Nakshatra. The other aspect of Ashwini Nakshatra is that there are stories which I will explain later on that why they are associated with regeneration. When I'm saying regeneration, there are a lot of doctors or beauty parlors or beauty therapists who would like to make you look young, or you can say Shahnaz Hussain, can be impacted by Ashwini Nakshatra, because she deals into products which can give you lower age, or you may look as rejuvenated, right? So Ashwini Nakshatra is famous for rejuvenation. It is basically, it will completely change your appearance and it will make the people young. Anybody who is making some kind of a drug or some kind of a medicine which can make you young, or which can, take back to your younger age, will be impacted by Ashwini Nakshatra. So let us see some charts whether how true is this, and whether the Ashwini Nakshatra had the impact or not. So let me just tell you, there are two things which I have observed in my research, is that either the moon is passing through the Ashwini Nakshatra, or the ascendant. Ascendant is the self. His self lord is in the Ashwini Nakshatra. There has to be some association with Ashwini Nakshatra if you are trying to find these qualities. Or when a moon is not passing through the Ashwini Nakshatra, it is just about to enter into the Ashwini Nakshatra. The last nakshatra is basically Revati, which is the 27th nakshatra. After that, the Ashwini nakshatra starts, which is the first nakshatra. So we have a scheme of 27 star constellations. So now let me take some example charts to show you this how it manifests in your life. These are the charts of the celebrities, and these are the charts of the people whom the entire world knows, and that will give you surprises that how these people have been impacted by the Ashwini nakshatra. Now, this is a famous supermodel, Pamela Anderson, who was very, very famous, when she was on top of the charts. And she was not only a singer, but supermodel, and, a very big celebrity in the United States. Uh, she is born on the day when the moon was passing through Ashwini Nakshatra, and this is a picture which I have picked up from the from her one of the blogs, and after that I have also picked up a picture which is there on the Instagram of Pamela Anderson. You can clearly see the love for the horses. So Pamela not only runs a NGO which supports the horses. She had also been a big activist in terms of cruelty towards the horses. You can verify this on the various news clippings which is available in the US magazines, and now she has also devoted a significant amount of money to for the preservation of houses. So these are the traits, personality traits of Ashwini Nakshatra. And also, if you probe further, she will always like to look younger and younger. She will do even till the time when she's aged. She is born, quite now. She must be 50 plus, but she will still do all those things to maintain herself so that she can look young. So this is the first case example of a person born in Ashwati Nakshatra. Now, this is the second example which I would like to quote is of Celine Dion. Celine is the same person who had, sung the main title song of Titanic, which becomes a huge hit worldwide. And she is also a very, very big house lover. When she was born, I have mentioned the date of birth of Celine, and on that particular day, the moon was passing through the Ashwini Nakshatra. The influence of moon in her chart is so strong that in one of the magazines, in one of the contests, when she was speaking, and possibly in her speech, she made a statement saying that uh, her husband betted on her success, and I felt like a horse, because the horses are generally in European countries, or in the you use them for a horse race betting. So she made a statement that I felt for my I think my husband thought that I was a horse, and I really felt like a horse. These were the actual words what she spoke. So her mind is totally into the horses, and this is one of the key influence of the Ashwini nakshatra. So this is a second chart which I have taken up from an example perspective.